can do that intro, Lexi Poo. Yeah, we're on, man.
Oh, sorry.
This guy.
Yo, this is the Gibberish. It's me, your boy Lex, with Trizzy and Jimmy.
It's your boy Lex.
What up, what up?
Sorry.
I said your boy Lex, you know what I mean? That's why I'm the people's...
Your people's what? What are you?
All right, so no intros, no bullshit this time. I'll get right to it. Topic of the week. The no fucking phase.
No fucking
phase.
Abstinence.
Feel loose, feel good. Yeah, the no fucking phase. It's a phase that we spoke about in the first episode briefly. We said we would explain it a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't think Trizzy's gone through it yet because he's been relationshiped up for a long time. I'm not. I mean, I'm married now, so I don't have anything to go through. But I've been through it before. And I know for a fact that Lex has.
I did my time.
Has been through it.
I did my time.
To elaborate a bit more on what the no fucking phase is basically, how do I explain this without sounding?
Well,
as fuck.
I mean, it depends on your point of view how you did it, like why you did it in a sense, right?
For me, basically what happened was I was in a relationship for a long period of time. We broke up.
Sorry to cut you off. This is a perfect time for you to explain killers. Just a side note.
Okay.
Because that's what you were doing after.
Oh, yeah. What are killers? Okay, sorry. Okay, that's fine. Killers. For me, killers are a bunch of things. One, a killer is either a girl who's sexy as fuck and just sexy. Like, just a very, very, very attractive woman is a killer. Just be like, we said there's no 10s. She's like an 8.9, 9.1. That's a killer. Or a killer could be a dude who just gets girls a lot.
Slaying the pussy. A little vulgar, but
vulgar
that's what it is.
Yeah, a guy who is who gets a lot of women, who's very more of a playboy, who takes down a lot of things. He's a killer as well. So when I use the term killer, that's what I mean by killer. Now, I guess that's a good way to mention it. I see where you're going with that. I understand now. I was a killer at the time.
Yeah, after
my relationship, because I was in a relationship for like a good 3-4 years. I was only 16 at the time, so I didn't have much experience prior, and I was with one. So when I finished, we moved out into our apartment, and I was just focusing on having sex with the most amount of women as possibly can. I wasn't burning bridges though. Okay? Wasn't burning bridges. I was just
slaughtering.
That's slaughtering the game. Actually, on a side note, off topic, I remember at one point, not to sound cocky, I had to meet a different girl for each day of the week.
Yeah, you try to do a perfect week.
Monday to Sunday, I had a girl meeting, and every single day, a girl canceled. Like, I ended up getting canceled.
You went on that was
the worst dry spell I've ever been through.
Famine you went through.
I went through a mad
That's not famine, bro. And
7 girls in a row canceled.
That's crazy. Yeah.
One girl actually broke her neck from cheerleading. Like, it was some fuck shit.
Oh, I remember that girl. Yeah.
So that was... But anyways, other than that period of a dry spell, I was out just killing the game. And it got to the point where I had a few scares in terms of, missed periods and that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah.
And I just said to myself, you know what? Unless I can have a conversation, I need to be able to have a conversation with this woman, the next woman that I meet, for at least an hour and enjoy it before I have sex with her. So I went through this phase of, I remember one time I had a girl over and she was starting to, things were starting to get a bit sexual or whatever the case may be.
I don't know who you're talking about right now.
And then right before it, it popped off, I was like, no, I want to get to know you better. Oh. Yo, that girl never spoke to me again after that day. So, I went through a good long phase of just not having sex with her.
That I don't understand. I'll never understand that girl for that. Because, like, don't girls want a dude to talk? You know, like,
they get to know you better.
Like, I remember, I have a similar story to that. It was before I lost my virginity. I was talking to a girl, and, like, same scenario. Like, I was just like,
You made that sound like you left to Virginia recently.
Nah.
You made it sound like it happened a couple weeks ago.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, we're in high school. It's like, I don't know, man. I think I was like 15 or something, and I turned it down. Like sometimes it's just like and you have that mindset. Oh, maybe it's like a test. Or,
You were turning pussy down at 15?
like, one time.
The only thing I was thinking about at 15 was pussy.
Nah, you see, on a different vibe right there. I don't know, but
so that was my no fucking phase. But I know you went through something.
yeah, mine was more on like we were talking about how I said the religious background. You know what I mean? And at that point, it was kind of like because I went through a bad breakup. And similar to Jimmy, you know, I went to the slaughterhouse. You know, I put my robe on, my little...
What's this analogy?
I don't know. I was going with the whole butcher thing. You know, you put the butcher
okay,
on.
you're a killer. You're killing.
Yeah, I don't want to kill your turn. That's your thing. You know, pun not intended.
Are you referring to women as cattle? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm not. I'm not.
That's awful.
People are going to listen to this and be like, Alexis the asshole. I'm not. I'm a good guy, people. I am. I'm a very good guy. I'm a nice guy. You know? But I did my dirt. You know, I hold out. I went through the whole phase.
Yeah.
And then I think we spoke about this about when we talked about the girl of the week on the first episode with the girl I was talking to.
Yeah. I remember that.
So that was the girl that I was in mid-relationship type of thing, and I was kind of like...
Yeah, but I remember that part. But then you also went through the phase after that where other girls you were meeting...
Yeah, it was just like... Yeah, because at the same time, it was the same thing. It came down to the same core thing as you without even noticing. It was more about getting to know the girl, having a deeper connection than just physically, right? Able to relate, able to communicate, able to vibe with, you know, because that's the type of person you're trying to hang out with all the time. You want that person to be your best friend at the end of the day.
Yes, like my wife, who I love so much. Yeah.
So, shout out to them, you know?
I think, and I'm going to ask you, Trizzy, I know you haven't been through that phase yet, but for me also it was, every time I had sex with a girl post my previous ex, I would be into them, super into them. We'd have sex,
done,
and then all my emotions and feelings would bounce.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like, I feel empty and shit I just was in a fucked up place. So
like, and
I kept in this cycle of like, okay, let me try another girl, and then I feel empty. So after a while, I was like, just
it's like you had that high when you first started talking to them.
Yeah.
Like the backlash to that. What's that called when you the crash?
Yeah.
Like you crash right after.
Yeah.
It's like when you take one of those pre-workouts or like you take a pre-workout or not even like a Red Bull or something.
That's a Lex analogy.
Sorry, you take like a Red Bull. That's a better one.
Every episode we get one. We had the canoe. Now I'm not sure what was the last one, but
I don't think I used one last time. No, I don't think so. But you had that direct crash. You know, once after you just release your business, you do your thing. Which is a terrible thing to have. You're supposed to want to like chill with that person after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine you're stuck with that person because that's what happens to some people.
Right? You get
pregnant and you're stuck with that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you enjoy the beat, but
you're stuck with a girl you can't speak to for the next 18 years.
No, exactly.
That's why I was on the top. But Trizzy, what about you? I know you haven't been through that phase.
Yeah.
But have you ever been through anything similar, or why do you think you haven't been through the no fucking phase?
I don't know. I've all my relations. I was in relation. Like you said, I was in two relationships that were fairly long. One like 4 or 5 years. The other one like 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. The first one started when my first girlfriend took my virginity. Or I took her virginity. And so when my first girlfriend, I kind of put it on break, and I slapped a little bit in between.
Yeah.
And so that was good because I got back with her. Then after her, I was a point where I wanted to kind of do my thing. Thing is, I still lived with my mom at the time, so it was very limited what I could do. And then my second girlfriend came along. I ended up being with her for a while. So after I was done with her, or we ended amicably.
It's a big word right there.
Did he just Paul a lot? He said after I was done with her. It's ruthless, man. It's ruthless. It's nice cleanup though. Yeah.
After we ended, Actually, I moved out not too long after. I thought I was gonna be like, okay, you know what? Now I really want to kind of go out there and do my thing, but I didn't. I don't know. I thought I was going to, and then when I actually moved out, it didn't happen. And I think, I don't know. I guess different to you guys wanting to, be in a relationship and getting out of it and just wanting to fucking go crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's why with me, like when you guys want to kind of get to know the girl better and shit like that.
Yeah.
I do that
Anyways.
already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
So,
You're already doing that shit.
Yeah. There is some girls that
I was like a learning period that we didn't go through. Like,
Yeah.
We had to learn.
Yeah.
maybe.
I feel that.
There are a few girls that I was like, whatever,
Yeah.
to this day. But just because, like, I'm a guy after all.
Yeah.
But most girls, even when I do hit, I'm still most of the time cool with chilling with them after, as long as they don't think it may lead to something else. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But
Expert non-burning virgin guy, quote unquote, from first.
that's some.
We had a conversation in the garage a couple weeks ago where we wrote down a list of the things that you want out of I did that before I met my wife. After I was going through the no fucking phase, I was like, you know what, I've been through relationships, I know what I don't want, I know what I do want. So I created a list, this was years ago, of all the things that nothing crazy like, yo, she has to have 42 double D titties or you know what I mean?
Realistic goals of
realistic things like she finished high school is one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit like that.
Exactly.
So not that we have to go through our list because that's personal as fuck, but I also think it's good to identify from your previous past relationships that are negative what it is that was negative about them.
Absolutely.
So that way you can kind of figure out what it is you actually want out of a relationship.
And that's one thing you can say that for people who keep getting in relationships that failed is that the fact that it's just like life. Some of them just don't take the time to sit down and
reflect.
And see, this is what's going wrong. Like sometimes you gotta realize sometimes it's not gonna sound negative or anything, but like if I'm in getting a bunch of relationships and they all fail, right?
Could be something wrong with you.
It could be something wrong with me, not just what I mean?
Yes.
Not just the person I'm with. Yeah, maybe it wasn't a good match, but maybe you should just sit down and be like, yo, is it because I don't know what I want? Is it because what I mean, I'm selfish or whatever the case may be? But you gotta figure out what's wrong with you and fix it before you meddle with someone else's life type of thing. You know what I mean? And some people learn, some people don't. Some people, like, for example, Tristan, he doesn't have to learn through that because he already knows. He already knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people learn from seeing other people.
Yeah.
You just gotta see at the end of the day,
On that note, not to switch the topic, but since we're talking about knowing and working on yourself, that leads me to my story of the week that I wanted to tell from the last episode. So just a preface, a story with, I'm emotional. I'm an emotional guy. Okay. A lot of things get to me.
Sometimes we call him Crybaby Jimmy.
Yeah, I take things very personally. I have trouble letting things go. That's probably why I have to work on certain things.
Sometimes
whatever. So just to preface the story, this is gonna be a bit of a long story. So I have lists sometimes. Let me just try to get this out as easy as possible. So I went to this place like 20 minutes from where we live with a friend of ours, and it was just my friend, and we were supposed to meet other people there. We went. I didn't really want to go, but the friend of ours was saying, reach, come out. So we went out. We went to the place, we're hanging out, we're chilling, everything was going fine, and then I was at the bar getting something to drink. It was a bar. And I seen this girl arguing with this other guy, right? Okay. And then she taps me on my leg and says, back me up. I have no idea who this girl is, okay? Never met this girl before in my life. No. She goes, back me up. And then she starts yelling at the guy, and I'm just not really doing anything, just kind of like, all right, everyone calm down to prevent a fight from happening. And then she says, okay, thanks, and walks towards the bathroom. Okay? So then I say, or I don't know what that was.
Okay.
I keep walking where I was. I started walking towards the other bar, and a guy walks up to me now and pushes me like relatively hard and says, "You talking to my girl?" Right? And I'm like, I was confused. I didn't really, but it wasn't that hard of a push.
Yeah, it was like a little nudge.
A little nudge. So I was confused at that point.
Okay.
Then he pushed me again, but this time his push was like blatant. I flew back into stools and like knocked shit up. This push was serious.
You fall down?
I fell, but not like I fell into the bar.
Okay.
So I didn't fall like on
like
the
a
floor.
real brawl, like you know, like
No, he
those
just
dudes
pushed-
that fall, they land on the bar with their elbows on the bar. They look around to see if everyone saw the push.
Everybody saw the push.
He gasps for air.
Everybody saw the push. So then, keep in mind, it's just me and my friend. Another friend of ours is there, but he's not the type of guy who fights, right?
Okay.
So I fall into the bar, and this time I'm like, okay, well, I gotta swing now. So I swung, and then we had a little scuffle, me and the guy inside the bar. The bouncers came, escorted him and some of his friends out the back, and told me and my one friend to leave out the front. So I'm leaving out the front, and I'm pissed, okay? The reason why I'm pissed is because my other friend, who's even more hot-headed than I am, the whole night I was trying to keep him calm because he was getting upset about something else with someone. So I was trying to keep him calm, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well now we're just gonna have to fight these guys. I was pissed, right? So I come out the front, I go to my trunk, and I get an AK-47, right? I'm joking. Not an AK-47. I got a bat. I just got a bat.
Where is this going?
I got a bat and a pair of scissors, right? And I put it in my pocket, and I start walking from the car, which is parked in front of the bar, towards the front of the bar. And I see from the back, he's coming out with like, I'm not bullshitting, like 13 guys. We're two, okay? He's coming out 13 deep.
Yeah.
And then they saw that I had the bat in my pants, and they're like, from across the street, "You gonna do something with that bat? You gonna do something with that bat?" And I said, "Yes, I am going to do something with that bat."
No fucks.
No fucks given. So they rush us toward the street. I pull the bat out. We're swinging. We're scuffling, scrapping. I wasn't touched that bad. They got hit a bit. The friend of mine was fighting, and then at one point, 3 guys were coming towards me, and I was like, okay, I gotta pull out the scissors, right? Because I don't know what's gonna happen. I pull out the scissors.
Brawls happening out here in the street, having street fights like this is nuts.
Scissors open in my pocket, so they get jammed in my pocket, and then as I'm trying to pull them out, a guy goes into the dumpster, pulls out an old vacuum cleaner, and throws it at my leg, right? Hit me right in the leg. And I was like, oh fuck.
Did you get the make? Black and Decker?
Didn't get the make of the vacuum. Don't worry. I know the story is off on a tangent, but I'm going to bring it back to where we were talking about earlier. So then my friend of mine's fighting. We get away. The security comes. We dip out, right? But we're still furious. Okay. And the reason why I remember the story is because this is where it gets a little fucked up. This part of the story. Last week we're talking about catfishes, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was I asked people who I knew at that bar who the guy was who threw the vacuum at me, because I was mad at that guy. Okay.
Okay.
I was mad at the vacuum throwing guy.
Yeah.
That's not the guy, the initial guy who pushed you.
The initial guy, no, this is another guy who threw the vacuum at me.
Okay.
Someone who was like bold enough to go
Into a
garbage
dumpster
diving
and get it and
Get
get
it
guess
back, throw it at my leg. Yeah. I found out the guy's name. I'm not going to say his name, but I found the guy's name. And again, this is where I gotta say I can work on myself, and this is where I'm bringing the whole story together, okay? Yes, I can improve my pettiness, but this is what I did. And statute of limitations, this was a long time ago, so no charges are gonna come from this, from what I understand. No one got killed or anything like that, so. I made a fake Facebook of a chick.
Yeah.
And
before Tinder too.
This is before Tinder. And I pretended to be a girl, and I added this guy on Facebook. Good looking girl too, right? I then spoke to this dude.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
The girl, was it a real girl? Or did you Google and just take copy paste pictures of a
It was-
girl named Ashley?
It was a girl of another girl, like a friend of a friend of a friend. I just took some of her photos and I put it up.
So you went through a girl's pictures,
Yeah,
saw a girl you liked,
Yeah.
went on hers, looked for another girl.
yeah.
Lord of mercy. That's some serious shit.
Created a fake Facebook. And then I started talking to this guy as this girl for 2 months. Okay,
Yeah, that's crazy.
for 2 months we're talking.
Put in work.
Put in work. I was
Put
like,
in work.
hey,
You
know,
chopped that dude.
You looking mad cute. I don't care if it sounds gay or not. I was talking to this dude. You're looking cute. You know, why don't we meet up? Finally, after 2 months of talking to this guy, I finally convinced him to meet up with me at this address. It wasn't my address. It was a random address.
So he thought he was coming to the house to get some.
Though I think the worst feeling is going to get some pussy and then ending up in this situation.
And you wonder why, when I was talking last episode, why I didn't send you guys a pin. I sent you guys a pin and you guys lit me up. Like, I think Tristan or someone was like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, I was like, yo, what's my life? Continue, man. My bad.
So I got a friend of mine to call him and say, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm so excited to see you.
Got undercovers too, bro.
Are you coming through? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to show up in a green Jag and da-da-da-da, right? And I said, okay, yeah, cool. So I gave him the address.
You use that voice?
It wasn't me talking.
Oh, it was a girl talking.
I assume that's her voice sounded like it. And then I called up maybe 6, 7, 8 of my friends. And I said, okay, I need you guys to meet me here because da-da-da-da-da, long story short. So we show up 35 minutes before and we camp out in 2 different bus stops. Okay, like we took the cars, we parked the cars, we still have 2 bus stops. One was in front of the crib and the other one was like a little bit down the street. And then we seen the green Jag pull up, okay? And this guy had a look of absolute joy on his face. Like he was like...
Yo, he probably went to the farm, he picked up a box of condoms that same night, picked out his shirt, ironed it. You know what I mean?
So he pulls up, but I see in the Jag has 2 other dudes, and behind him is a Camry, and there's 4 dudes in that. So there's 8 dudes, and I was like, yo, why the fuck did this guy show up with 8 people? Like for one girl? Like,
maybe the way you were talking to her was like, yo, man, she thought you were loose, bro.
Oh, maybe. Maybe so. Can you imagine?
He's like, yo, I'm talking to this one chick, and
yo, all 8 of us can
yo, we can get on that. Let's just do it, y'all. Like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
So then
Thing is about to get traded.
A couple of my friends were like, yo, I thought you said it's like one Jag, or 2 guys and 1 guy, whatever. And I was like, I don't know, man. So they're like, you still want to do this? I'm like, well, we can't have him walk up to the door of someone we don't know, knock, and then the whole thing will be 2 months of work for what?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, we got to do this. So he hops out the car, and I'll never forget the walk. This guy starts, he had this walk of like absolute happiness. He was just so happy. You know what I mean?
You know, he could have been going through a dry spell too.
He was going through a dry spell.
Oh, man.
And then he walked up to the steps, and I was running across the grass with a couple of my other friends. And this is probably my favorite part of the story. And I actually think about this sometimes when I go to bed because it keeps me happy when I go to bed sometimes. This guy turns, looks at me, and gives me a look like, are you here for her also? Like,
yo, what kind of party?
He had no idea who I was. He completely forgot about the incident, about the vacuum throwing, he forgot everything. So I just go, wham, bam, we start working this guy on the steps. The people on the inside the house were peering through the window, whatever the case. His friends roll down the window a little bit and they go, what's going on? And then the other bus of people that I was with started running towards him, or towards us. And they said, you better stay in the car, you're going to get some too, right? Or whatever they said, right?
What kind of movie is this?
And then they stay in the car, and then this guy is getting worked up and down the street. And as he's getting worked and falling, he's just yelling out, help me, help me. Yo, I don't mean to sound cruel, okay? But this guy was a fucker. Like, I remember him throwing that vacuum.
This guy.
Okay? So that was the gist of the story. You know, the cops ended up coming. We dipped out way before the cops got there. And, got rid of the Facebook and everything. But that just goes with the whole catfishing thing, the whole trying to work on my own personal situation. And, you got to be careful who you meet online, man.
You got to be careful who you meet online. You got to be careful who you talk to, what you say.
Have you ever come across this dude ever again? Like even just in his Facebook?
I never came across him again.
You remember his name?
I do remember his name very well. Okay. I still have the chat logs.
My question is, like, do you ever think randomly that you got the wrong dude? You ever? I don't think you ever thought about it. Like maybe you got the first name wrong or something. Maybe that's what his confusion was. Maybe he legit was actually just wrong place, wrong time.
I really don't think it was the wrong dude because one, I remember his face when he threw the vacuum at me.
Did you see any of his pictures with the dude that?
No. But he did have mutual friends with the people that were at the bar.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
So he had mutual friends with people that I knew at the bar. That's how they knew him, right? So I remember that very well. Not telling like I'm a tough guy or anything. I just have a trouble letting things go from time to time. But be careful when you go meet people online. They should always have an Instagram tied to their Facebook, tied to their. There's too many things on social media nowadays that you can prove if someone actually exists. 1 or 2 pictures on Facebook is not going to cut it.
Yeah.
But then again, I had 12 pictures on Facebook.
Photoshopped.
Yeah.
Up the wazoo.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's not just filters and shit.
Not just filters. Yeah.
So that was the story of the week. I know usually we talk about relationships, but once in a while we could break it up with a little petty violence.
Petty
violence here and there.
I think you win the cream of the crop for that. Violence is not, not a big forte I have.
Back in the day stuff. That's not anything recent, but
because now you're married, you can't be doing no before.
Man, I stay home now, man. I stay home, man. I don't make fake Facebooks anymore. I'm just home.
We're doing to fuck with people's orgies, bro.
But that's,
how are we doing on time? What are we doing on time here? Okay, not bad.
How's it going?
Not bad.
Good.
All right, so I guess the next thing is girl of the week.
Yeah, we can talk about the girl of the week.
Yeah.
A little out of order this time. Actually, do we do this order?
It's this order.
No,
it depends. Sometimes we talk about the girl and the story at the same time.
True. We usually that's what we did.
So that's kind of just happens like that. But since you were the girl, we'll talk about a real one.
Yeah.
You got that?
What?
You got girl of the week?
You got girl of the week?
Oh, yeah. I guess it's related.
To the fight or to the
possible experience of what this guy experienced.
Meeting
someone.
Yes.
Just got threw a vacuum at someone in the alley.
Low-key was Tristan that did the whole thing. He shot the vacuum and then dipped into the shadows. It was like, yeah, I'll get this nigga.
All right, so look, I met on Tinder.
Shout out to how to Tinder last episode. Yeah.
Met her on Tinder. I think so. We matched. Pretty sure she reached out to me first. I was like, okay, she's decent. She'll good.
If you had to give her a decimal rating, sir, I'm just wondering where you're.
As a whole, or like body, face.
Oh, feel free.
Gonna separate.
Actually, no. I'm not gonna separate.
We can separate.
Because if you separate, we can still give an average.
No, it's okay. I'm not gonna separate.
Okay.
You know what?
Right.
6.9.
6.9.
What did she have to do to get to 7? what is her nose have to be a little bit
I don't know, man.
Smaller,
some pictures
skin
she's
tone lighter, darker. What she have to do?
No, I'll say this. Some pictures were, let's say, an 8. Some were a 6.5, let's say. When I met her, she was probably a 7 point something.
7 what?
What she was wearing, like a 7.5.
Okay.
7.2. I don't want to give her too much, I don't want to drop her too low.
7.2 is heavy, man.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Cute face, nice butt.
Sorry to interrupt. Can we just give a scale so we can give an idea? Let's put some celebrities really fast, give them some ratings so we can give an idea of what we consider 8, 9s. And we haven't seen these people in real life.
And Eva Mendes.
There's no 10s, bro. 10s don't exist, bro. 10s is impossible.
But Eva makes it possible, bro.
This guy.
So you give Eva Mendes what, like a 9 point something?
She's a 9 point something. Her, Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys is what?
She's like a 9.6.
Yeah. Well, everyone's gonna have different tastes.
Yeah, that's her.
9.6, bro.
Yes, that's Jesus.
But you haven't seen her in person. That's off pictures only.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll give you a realistic. I'll give a realistic one. So just celebrities? Or you celebrities?
I mean, yeah, because they don't know any people that we know. So how are we gonna?
So we'll start from Okay, because we're not gonna be assholes and give girls ones and twos, right?
Right. But let's not stay on this for like 2 years.
Yeah.
We start talking about celebrity rating.
For real. So, me personally, for like a 4, because that's as low as I'll go, is like an Amy Schumer.
Oh, jeez. Ruthless.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a 4?
4 or 5. 4, 4, 4, 4, 5. 4.5.
4.5? What do you
You
give
agree
Amy?
with that?
That's a good example. What do you give Amy Schumer real fast?
I'll give her a 5.
A solid 5?
0.5, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give her.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, I'll give Amy Schumer like a.
She's passing?
She's not passing. I'll give her like a 5.7.
Yeah, man. She's.
I'm not saying she's ugly or anything, but I'm just saying like lower rating. So like a 7.
So you're saying the girl that you saw was better looking than Amy Schumer,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and you were saying the girl that from last time was better. Okay, just understanding.
Yeah.
Right?
What's no?
Oh no, you gave her.
I think Amy Schumer's better looking than the girl I seen.
Okay.
So yeah,
You give her a 4. Yeah, you give her a 4.
I gave her a 4. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Trizzy. Continue with your
Yeah.
story.
So, so she was a 7.2 in pictures. She messaged me first. And we didn't talk. I remember she messaged me like it was like nighttime. And I think we talked a little bit, like literally maybe like 6 messages.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep or something. Next day, at the nighttime again, maybe another 10 messages.
Right.
And then at some point she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm drinking wine, chilling. When are you gonna come join me?"
What time of night was this?
This was like, this is probably like 9-10.
Okay.
She's like, "When are you gonna come join me?" Like, not like right now, but like as in like when are we chilling type thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh,
Completely off topic. Wasn't even like in the conversation that she.
no." We just said, "What are you doing?
Oh,
Just drinking wine. When are you gonna come join me?"
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I think I said, anytime, and then she
That's slick.
right, because honestly, if she would have said, "Yo, come right now," I probably would have went right then.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But it's a little weird because I don't usually when it happens so quick. I'm like, I don't know if that's like I don't know if it's legit.
It could be a vacuum story.
Yeah. But she did have. I did a little. I checked her on Facebook. She had a Facebook. She had an Instagram with clear pictures.
You did your.
Yeah, she had clear pictures. She had just been to like Thailand for the summer or some shit.
She had Thailand pictures.
She had Thailand
Can't fake
pictures.
those.
Yeah.
You can't fake those.
So I was like, all right. And I think we planned it for, I think it was like Monday. And I think we planned it for the Wednesday.
Okay.
On the Wednesday, I knew after work, I was going to come home, shower, nap. Because I was going to go there later, right?
Get a power nap in.
Yeah, get a little power. I don't know how the night's going to go.
That energy.
Yeah. So I think I left at like 9:30. I don't know why I remember this so much, but I left at like 9:30. I wanted to get there like at 10:05, 10:15. She lived in
without naming places. Yeah.
lived in the South Shore. And so I drove there. I got there. Now I get there. Obviously, thank God for Google Maps. You can kind of see pretty much where I'm going. And I hopped out, and none of the doors didn't have the number that she gave me. I was like, okay.
That's tricky.
So now I'm like, all right. So I messaged her real quick.
You didn't tell us, like, you didn't send us a pin or nothing where you were going.
Nah, I didn't do it.
Probably that.
So I didn't know where the numbers were, right? So I messaged her quick, hoping that she didn't actually respond, because she could not respond for 20 minutes. I probably...
You wouldn't have called?
Yeah, I probably would have called.
Okay.
And she's like, come around back, all right, of this number.
Yeah.
All right, so I looked at the number, and there's a fence that goes in the back, like of someone's backyard, all right? So I'm like, I don't... like, okay.
Yo.
So
I don't know if I would have gone, man.
Bro.
I don't know, 7.5 I might have to review.
7.5?
7.5, that's...
No, but you said on the pictures he was
Yeah, but
giving
at
8s.
this point, he hasn't seen her in person.
Yeah, but he was saying in pictures he was giving 8s to her, no?
No, it says...
In some pictures, yeah.
Oh,
Some
fuck.
pictures, yeah.
Some. Very, very few.
So I guess, yeah, for that, yeah.
Yeah, so I opened the thing. I went around back, and I'm like, shit, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. But I went around, and like her window, there was a window, and you can kind of see a girl sitting at a table. So I was like, okay, maybe. So I walked around, And then I didn't text her again, but she kind of double texted me and said, just open up the door.
What the fuck?
Okay. Right, so I'm a little hesitant. But whatever, I'm not going to stop at this point. So I open up the door. There's this girl drinking wine. Looks like the girl from the pictures.
Dropped down to 6.
Yeah, in her picture, did it drop down, or she was exactly as she looked?
No, she was actually looked.
So 7.5?
7.2.
7.2. Okay.
Right? And then what she was wearing, though, she was sitting at a table, like under the table on her laptop, drinking a bottle of wine and then a wine glass, right? Like she was just very chilling out. But
Was there a glass for you too? That'd be mad though if she had a glass waiting for you as well.
No, I don't think she did.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't think she did.
Okay.
Selfish bitch.
Jeez.
So she had what she was wearing, like a dress that stopped like it was a very short dress, but like a house dress, and stopped like very short, right? So I sat down on the table with her. We talked for maybe I don't know, 5 minutes, and then she's like, "Oh, do you want some wine?" I'm like, "Yes, I want some wine."
Were you nervous?
No.
Was there any awkwardness initially at all?
No.
Okay.
And then she walks to her fridge, right? And the dress, first of all, goes a bit shorter when she gets up. And then the dress it's kind of like a sundress, right? It's going in between her ass and shit. I'm like, okay. Right? And then, so she got the wine, poured me a glass of wine. We were drinking, talking.
What kind of wine?
I don't remember.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Is it red or white, the wine?
I don't remember.
Okay. We do that a lot during we like the specific details during stories. We always do that. I apologize.
And then she sat down and we talked. Probably for another couple hours at the table about her Thailand trip and everything else. And then she's a smoker, so she has kind of like a solarium, kind of, with some seats. And so we don't go fully outside, but we go out to that. And she has two love seats there, so we were chilling.
This place sounds baller as fuck.
Nice. So and the guy upstairs owns the place, but he rents it out to her. So that's why I have to go around the back into a basement because it's not a typical income property.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there probably for another hour. She's smoking, and we're talking, and then
cigarettes.
Yeah, she's smoking cigarettes, and she's drinking as well, and I'm just drinking, and then we go down to her couch. I don't know what I said or what happened.
I thought he said she was gonna go down on him. I was like, whoa, where did this story go?
What's the cigarette?
She goes down on me like mad casual shit. Sorry. Yeah.
So we go down to her couch. Now these details get a little foggy here, but I think we're just talking, but we're literally sitting on the couch together. And I think after talking for so long, I just kind of leaned in, and we kissed, and then we started kissing, whatever, groping, the usual. Then she kind of got on top, but kind of dry. And then my finger went down there. And then at some point, I don't know. I'm not really sure what made her. She's like, if you don't stop, things are gonna escalate or something like that. And she said that with a smile and kind of backed off a little bit.
Okay.
I was like, okay. I still went, still went, and then she kind of fell back a little bit, and then that's what, at that point I was like, all right. Right, it was 3 a.m. I had work, and then I was like, all right, you know what? I'll see her another day, and it should get me to the 100%. Never saw her again. We talked a bit after.
But my question is for that. It's
I have a lot of questions too.
Sorry, she's on top of you.
Yeah.
Right, and you're not doing the no fucks because you don't do that.
Yeah.
Now, what stops you is because it's 3 o'clock in the morning?
It's not that what stopped me. I didn't feel like pressing it. All right. She was on top of me, but she wasn't it was I was doing, she got on top of me, but I was doing more of the
action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's she got on top because she probably feeling it a little bit enough to kind of just go along for a little bit.
So so do you feel like if she's on top of you, you just lift her up, take her to the bedroom,
What do you think would happen if you pulled your penis out at that point? What do you think she would have said?
I don't know. With this type of, I think she would have went to town, bro.
I think so too.
I think she would have went to town too. I think she would have went to town.
Would you feel guilty after because maybe you thought that maybe she wasn't into it at first? But I mean, at the same time, why does she have you over at night giving you wine?
That doesn't mean anything. You
Yeah.
guys fucked up.
Yeah, I'm saying.
No, but listen to where I'm coming from. It's
That's
like,
fucked up.
late night, gives you some wine. She's on top of you. Then you start putting to work, and then she deliberately putting her in position to tease herself. That doesn't make sense.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. You got to be careful with that path of.
Look, I'm not saying.
Just put
I'm not saying.
put penis in.
I'm trying to touch it. Like, nah, I ain't trying to do that rape culture stuff. I'm just saying, with those pieces, me personally, if the girl's on top of me, my hand's already there, and then she tells me if we keep this up, it might escalate. Hell yeah, it's gonna escalate. I'm taking her to the room. What do you mean? Let's go up that elevator.
We could have actually there too. It wasn't, our room was literally right there.
Okay.
But I didn't press it, man.
I feel you did the gentleman thing. You know.
Yeah, he's a gentleman.
Listen, sometimes you gotta go.
No, I think she would have went the full way if I really pressed it. But she was on. I was doing most of the action initially. Yeah, she was kissing and stuff. But you know, she had I don't know. She had 2 bottles of wine. We had 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
I was good, but like obviously I don't know how she.
Okay,
was.
so there's that factor too. That's
so she, too. You know, she was probably like okay, going along with it, liking it, and then was like kind of pushing back a little bit too, just because first time we're ever seeing.
Yeah.
No, I get that. That's that's reasonable and respectable.
Yeah. So in my mind, I was like, it's happened on a few occasions, not with her, but where I was like, okay, next time though, it's gonna go down, and then it just we talked for a little bit, and it kind of fizzles out, and we never kind of go back to it.
Do you regret? Do you feel like you should have pressed, or were you like, you know what, it's fine? Because me, whenever I call it not completing missions. If I don't complete missions, it'll bother me for a little while.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fine. I just fucking
I was gonna ask you a question too about that, but not about not completing the mission. Just do you feel a type of way, like that the fact that you were putting in more effort than she was? Did you feel like? I
disagree. She's the ones that reach.
Yeah, I know, but he said that when he was making most of the initial movements, like especially except for the time except for the moment her coming on top.
Yeah.
You felt like you were doing more.
Yeah.
Did you feel like? Do you need her to like?
You alright, dog?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to phrase it properly. How much more work did she have to put in for you to feel okay to like? Okay, let me just take her to the bed. Like if it was a percentage wise, you felt you did you were doing 80% of it.
So what?
If it was at a percentage wise, how much percent would you say that you were doing most of the initiating?
Like
70%. So she needs to.
But that was like initiating, and she was kind of going with it.
She just okay. So you rather her initiate or go?
No, I don't mind initiating. But I usually initiate. Well, usually I initiate, and it's kind of
they kind
of carry forward and do what they want to do.
Okay. So you felt that vibe that she wasn't really down to carry completely forward, basically.
I think she would like. I think she was down.
Yeah.
Well, I think she was hesitant. She wanted to, but she maybe on the second time it would have went full way.
Okay, so maybe she was thinking that she wanted to give you a good look type of thing.
Yeah, or maybe make him wait for more, that kind of shit.
Something like that.
Then again, it's fucking 3 a.m. You're 2 wine bottles deep. You shoot a 7.5.
Yeah.
You don't know this guy at all. I mean, it's a bit tricky at times.
Yeah, but we get down like that sometimes too. So
I'm trying to think if I've ever been a time where. Oh yeah, there was a time where I did something like that, and the girl just straight up said nah, and I was like, oh shit.
She said nah, and you were drinking with her?
Yeah, we were drinking a bit. You actually dated this girl for a little while. I guess that's another one for the.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Every story I tell is about girls dissing me. And shit. It's never a success story. It's always diss stories and shit. But yeah,
you had success stories.
I've had my success.
You had some success.
I've had my success.
You know what? With girls like her though, I always feel like there's a couple girls like where we're supposed to do stuff, didn't really quite pan out.
They loaf out a bit.
Yeah, at the time, but then 2 years later, right?
Hit you up.
Random start talking, and then to initiate that sex, even after 2 years, it's easy.
Or they see you in a club. That's why I only go to a club. They run. Oh hey,
Oh yeah, she's got that one. Just got that one.
That's one of the girls actually. She came over, gave me head and shit.
You complete that mission?
I didn't beat. She gave me head because she was on a period. Apparently, and then we were supposed to see each other, but then I stopped talking to her. So.
I forgot about that one. I remember the time we went to that club and she just bumped into this guy.
I remember that time too.
That was my birthday.
Yeah, it was your birthday.
Yeah. It's like one of the first time we went clubbing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, dudes at Dawson were trying to hit that.
Well, I think we covered about everything and we reached that time.
I think we've hit the coverage of what we need to do. As always, gibberish podcast at gmail.com.
Stay tuned for our next episode.
We'll drop every Monday. We're thinking of having a few of our friends as guests at one point.
We can get some guest stars in here.
Yeah, stars is used literally.
No, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Some guest people, some guest attendees.
Yeah, we gotta think highly of ourselves a little bit.
I was thinking Cash we do like a weed episode where we talk about the first time I got high is a fucking story and a half. Yeah. You have your fucking.
So that episode will probably tell them pure funny stories because
that one will be probably a story only episode.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. And then we'll have Cash how to. Roll proper.
How the fuck can you explain how to roll?
I don't know, but Cash will do it. You know what I mean? Talk